The behavioral economics trick that keeps you spending forever. You opened an app this morning. Maybe it was for coffee, maybe it was for clothes, maybe it was just to browse. And before you even had time to think, something in your brain said yes. Not because you needed it, not because you planned it, because an entire industry of behavioral scientists, psychologists, and economists spent decades engineering that exact moment of yes. And they are very, very good at their jobs. Here is exactly how the framework works. Let us start with what behavioral economics actually is, because this is not abstract theory. Behavioral economics is the science of how real human beings actually make decisions, as opposed to how rational economic models assume they should. And what it found, over decades of research, is that human beings are not rational. We are predictably irrational. We make the same cognitive errors in the same situations, in the same directions every single time. And the consumer economy was built on top of those errors, like a machine built on top of a power source. The trick isn't one trick, it is a layered system, and once you see the layers, you cannot unsee them. Layer 1 is anchoring. The first number you see sets the reference point for everything that follows. A jacket is listed at $300. You see it marked down to $150. Your brain does not evaluate whether $150 is a reasonable price for a jacket. It evaluates the gap between $300 and $150 and calls that gap a win. You did not save $150. You spent $150, but the anchor made it feel like a victory. Retail stores do not accidentally place original prices next to sale prices. That placement is the entire mechanism. The anchor is set before you make a single decision. Layer 2 is artificial scarcity. Only 3 left in stock, sale ends tonight, limited edition. These phrases do not describe reality. They manufacture urgency inside your nervous system. Loss aversion, the same bias that makes debt feel threatening, makes scarcity feel like an emergency. Your brain is not asking whether you actually need this item. It is asking whether you can afford to miss it. And the answer your nervous system gives, almost every time, is no. The fear of missing out is not a personality flaw. It is a biological mechanism being deliberately activated by people who understand it better than you do. Layer 3 is the decoy effect. You are choosing between 2 subscription tiers. Basic at $10 a month, Premium at $30 a month. You're leaning toward Basic. Then a third option appears, Professional at $28 a month with almost the same features as Premium. Suddenly, Premium looks like the obvious choice. You were not choosing between 2 options. You were being guided toward one predetermined outcome using the other 2 as stage design. The decoy exists solely to make the target option feel rational. This is used in pricing menus at restaurants, subscription services, cable packages, and software tiers everywhere you look. Layer 4 is the endowment effect. Once something feels like it's yours, giving it up feels like a loss. Free trials weaponize this perfectly. You sign up for the free month, you customize your settings, you build your playlist, you get comfortable. Now, canceling doesn't feel like declining a service. It feels like losing something you already own. The behavioral economics term for this is loss aversion applied to ownership. The moment you touch it, hold it, or use it, your brain recalibrates its value upward. Luxury car dealerships let you take the car home for the weekend. Online retailers let you keep the item for 30 days before paying. These are not generous policies. They are endowment traps. Layer 5 is variable reward. This is the most powerful mechanism on the list and the one most directly borrowed from addiction science. A slot machine does not pay out every time. It pays out unpredictably. And that unpredictability, that variable ratio reinforcement schedule, creates a compulsive checking loop that a fixed reward schedule never could. Social media feeds use it. Online shopping uses it. Every time you scroll, you might find something good. Every time you open an app, you might find a deal. The variable reward is not the product. The variable reward is the scroll itself.
the behavior of checking becomes the addictive loop, and the spending happens inside it, almost as a side effect. Now, here is what the 1% understand about this system that almost everyone else does not. They understand that the environment creates the behavior, not willpower, not discipline, not moral character. Environment. If you are surrounded by mechanisms designed to extract money from your predictable cognitive errors, you will spend consistently, regardless of your income. This is why lottery winners go broke. This is why high-earning professionals carry credit card debt. The spending trap is not an income problem, it's an environment problem. And the solution is not trying harder inside a broken environment. The solution is redesigning the environment. This is what sophisticated wealth psychology calls a decision architecture audit. You examine every friction point and every frictionless point in your spending environment, and you deliberately invert them. Make saving frictionless. Automate transfers to investment accounts the moment your paycheck lands, before you can see the money and before the spending environment can reach it. Make spending friction-full. Remove saved payment methods from retail apps. Add a mandatory 48-hour wait on any non-essential purchase over $50. Unsubscribe from every promotional email from every retailer. Delete shopping apps from your home screen. These are not dramatic life changes. They are environmental redesigns, and they work because they operate at the same level the spending trap operates at, the architecture level, not the willpower level. The 1% do not resist these behavioral triggers through superior discipline. They remove themselves from the trigger environment entirely. They buy assets on automatic. They spend on intention, not on impulse. They have decided in advance what their money does, so that in-the-moment decision fatigue cannot redirect it. Their financial decisions are made in calm, deliberate conditions, not inside apps engineered by teams of behavioral scientists working against them. The trick that keeps you spending forever is not a secret. It's documented, published, and taught in business schools worldwide. The companies using it against you studied it for years before deploying it. The asymmetry of that knowledge gap is the trap, and the only way out is to understand the system well enough to stop being its product. Your spending is not a reflection of your values. It is a reflection of your environment. Change the environment, own the outcome. The human brain has not changed. Your strategy has. You're welcome. Subscribe if you want to optimize your framework. It means a lot.